Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to do the second Danger World map that is unlocked with Act 2 Chapter 9. So the first one was down in the south here, and then this second one is up here in the north. And this map is called Masquerade. So this one, to be honest, it's not as much of a priority for me to do because I don't need the bursting heart keys. So the main reward for me for this particular fight is the 100 Trinity crystals. Gold is always nice to get though, but the main reward for doing it and the main reason for doing it would be the Trinity crystals. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, this particular battle actually has you just face off against 3 enemies with 6 characters. They're split 3 by 3. And these 3 enemies, right, they're just very high hit point versions of their normal form, if you will. Blood Dance, although there's 2 passives on Listel, and then Bernhardt also has those kind of passives, Dark Regiment and Dark Force. As for Omega, Omega has Surprise Attack, allowing him to ignore guard of course, and Dark Regiment and Dark Force once again. So Dark Regiment and Dark Force, what they do is if there are friendly units within 4 blocks of you, you restore 50% of your max hit points after taking action. And if there are less than 2 enemies within 3 blocks of you, after taking action, all stats, excluding hit points, are increased by 5%. This can be stacked and can't be dispelled. Okay. So Dark Regiment basically means that the enemies will kind of get stronger, right, if they're not engaged actively. As for Dark Force, each time you deal damage, you gain Dark Force. And after triggering Dark Force 5 times or more, you can take an additional action. And after taking the action, you are teleported next to the nearest friendly unit and all stacks of Dark Force are cleared. Realistically, what this really means is you're going to have to bait away 2 enemies initially and then wipe them out one by one. Because otherwise, Dark Regiment will keep healing them up and whatnot. So baiting away is not hard, right? You just have one character very close to them, and then that will draw their attention away for each. And then you're going to initially use 4 characters to wipe out 1 target, which would be obviously Omega. So, and then after that, so clear. What I'm going to do is have 1 character bait away Listel, 1 character bait away Bernhardt, then wipe out Omega first, right? Then draw Bernhardt or Listel over to me, probably Listel first. Wipe out Listel, then finally deal with Bernhardt. Nice and easy. Take them out one by one, and then finish the fight. And strongly recommended, of course, for this battle would be to have characters who can stun these guys, because they're actually vulnerable to stuns, which makes the fight even easier. So that obviously means the stunners that I've always used is Bozel with Sleep and Bernhardt with Shield Bash. I'm sure there's other stunners, but I actually don't know who they are. Honestly speaking, I really don't. So I'm going to stick with my usual stunners because these are the characters I have and use. So that will be Bozel, and I'm going to have Bozel bring Sleep and probably Dark Reaper, single target strike skill, right? Bernhardt then is going to be brought, and Bernhardt should have his Shield Bash, right? Hegemony is fine, Rupture is fine. His main goal here is really just Shield Bashing, stunning the enemies. And then I just need a bunch of characters that can wipe out Omega. So Leon, just because I always use Leon. Liana would be a good fit here. Actually, side note, Liana can choose to bring heal and probably summon. So I can use the summon to, as I mentioned, draw attention. And then it's just dealing with Listel. And, just thinking here. You know what, let's bring Lana, because Lana can bring single target strikes and a summon, right? So 2 single target strikes and a summon to keep Listel busy initially. And then finally, is there anyone else? So 1 more character to do damage would round it out. Or I can just bring Sophia for rewind. Okay? refresh the stuns and whatnot, refresh the act again, that kind of stuff. I think that's probably for the best. Okay, so this will be my party. And let's just get started at this point. So nothing needs to be done or said at this point, and let's just begin. Actually, one thing I'm going to probably change is have Leon bring... Well, Assault is fine, because it prevents them from healing. I'm just wondering about this because I think I'm going to have a way to trigger these guys. Sorry, that's the last thing. These enemies are not triggered initially to attack, so you have to have someone trigger them to attack you. In that case, I'm going to need an AoE attack, right? Without that, I can't trigger them. So you know what? Why don't I have Bozel bring an Earthquake attack, or Lana bring Heaven Sanction? Probably Lana with Heaven Sanction. Or Black Hole. Heaven Sanction though can hit further, so that's what I'm going to use. So in that sense, I could really use 6 points on my Lana, because then I could bring Dark Reaper instead of Freeze Strike, but that's a side note. Okay, good enough. Let's begin. So we're going to turn on Danger Zone, and the first turn will be just setting up, right? Getting ready to engage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift and drop a summon Undead with Lana, which is going to start moving north. Right. I want to keep this guy's attention with the summon, or keep Listel's attention with the summon, sorry. And then other than that, let's just shift Bernhardt over initially. Bozel shift and faction buff to buff up the 3 on the left side. Other than that, I'm going to... I want Leon. I want Bernhardt to absolutely charge after this summon, this Sky Archer. So that's why I'm going to drop it north and shift it up. And end turn here, and just end turn here. So staying a little bit further back. So because I'm out of range initially, they all trigger their extra stat increase this first turn, which is fine, right? Pretty much expected. So I'm going to move over and toss out the Heaven Sanction to trigger them to come out. And then Listel should chase after this Necromancer initially. And the Sky Archer should be able to keep Bernhardt's attention. So I'm just going to end this guy's turn like this. And end turn for the rest. So they're staying a little bit further back to make sure Bernhardt goes after the closest target. There we go. Alright, so now I just need to wipe out Omega. So, not too hard. I'm going to actually start though by putting him to sleep with Bozel. So this summon is going to draw Listel away for now and die. And meanwhile, Bozel is going to put Omega to sleep so everyone else can attack. So we'll start with that. So clock's activated, which is convenience. Bernhardt attack. Lana attack. Right. Let's just have to summon move away. Well, it's fine actually. I'm going to leave it here and have Leon Chivalry and attack. So that's one strike. Going to need to act again to attack a second time. Move the summon back and have Leon strike the Omega a second time. And yeah, not much for Sophia to do. I'm not going to rewind yet, especially when Bozel reactivated clocks on sleep. So now the Necromancer dies to Estelle. Triggers another of these Dark Regiment buffs, but it's no big deal. Time to wipe out Omega. So let's shield bash him now. And finish him off. So I'm going to shift Leon. Let me just double check. So Lestelle has Blood Dance, which means should be fine. Let's just start shifting towards Lestelle. So she's gonna probably come down here. So I'm gonna move up. Yeah. This is where I would rewind because I need to refresh. I'm going to assume clocks didn't activate, so I'm refreshing everyone's skills for fighting Bozel, or for fighting with them. So there we go. And then this Sky Archer can endlessly keep Bernhardt occupied. So I'm just going to have... all I'm doing right now is trying to avoid Lestelle's Blood Dance. So she comes down. I'm going to start attacking her. But first, let's put her to sleep. Knock her out. Strike with any characters that can, and kill her. So since Sophia can attack, let's have her attack. And Leon is going to Chivalry, Assault, and retreat. So now this is slightly annoying because my Bernhardt did get the mobility buff. So really you do want a Bernhardt with speed boots if possible, as a side note, right? Or you get a mobility buff like I do to get him into range properly. Because otherwise he's going to move 3, then he won't be able to move 3 again here, right? Because Sophia is on grassland. So I'm going to move him 5 though. If you have Breeze Enchant like I do and so on, or Tenyos, various Tenyos, it's not a big deal. You should be able to get a mobility buff. So the summon is going to keep this Bernhardt's attention the whole time. And now I'm just going to wipe out Demon God Lestelle. So Bernhardt can now Shield Bash Lestelle, stunning her one more time. Let's have Leon attack. Right. Bozel can Dark Reaper. And that was enough to finish her off. I still had an attack in Lana. I still had Liana for Act Again, so I was not worried about killing Lestelle. So at this point, I think I'm going to place my summons and my Sky Archer like this because they can be 2 characters within Bernhardt's range to prevent the Dark Regiment buff or whatever. The extra stats that he would get otherwise. So now I'm going to want to pull him to me. So let's move this guy back, right? I'm going to actually kill this summon. I can also have Lena toss out a Ascension in this case. Because why not? Okay. And I'm going to want to kill off my summon now, because otherwise he's going to chase after it. So it dies, he should move up to here. So leaving my characters where they are is fine. And I'm just moving everyone to get ready to attack. Bernhardt. So here he comes. I'm gonna wait one more turn because I want to reactivate a faction buff. So I'm just gonna move back a little with a whole bunch of characters. Faction buff on that side. And he should probably come to here. And I'm just making sure to position where he will not use Sword Dance on me. Good enough. Here he comes. Let's get ready to engage. So as before, put him to sleep and attack. Let's start with Lena with the free strike to take out the Stone Colossus. Then, I don't know, whatever. Since the Necromancer is here, he does a great 20 damage. Whatever. So Bernhardt, attack. Leon is going to Chivalry and Assault. And retreat. And act again to attack a second time. Finally, Sophia, might as well strike. Alright. So stun him a second time with Bernhardt's Shield Bash now. And continue hammering away at him. Just gonna end the summon's turn. I'm going to have Dark Reaper from Bozel. And then Leon will finish the fight. Right. I also had Rewind refreshed now, so I could use it again to repeat, you know, Shield Bash, Sleep, and all that big stuff if I needed it, but I don't. And there we go. This one, not too difficult. Just you need the right party for sure. You know, and other characters who could stun. Well, I mean, everyone should have Bozel, so Bozel 100% should be brought. But other than Bernhardt, who has Shield Bash, other characters who could stun include, for example, Sonya. I think the Route skill is a stun attack, right? Yep, pushes the enemy back 2 blocks and renders them unable to act for 1 turn. So, you know, Sonya can stun. Emerick has Route as well, if I recall properly. Yeah. Landius has Route as well, if I can find him. There you go. So there are more options other than Bernhardt for stunning. Okay, I just use Bernhardt because A, I haven't built to 5 stars. B, he does apply Lord's Will to debuff the enemy's attack and defense. And C, he does have Hegemony to allow Leon to do more damage. You know? So there's good reasons for me to use Bernhardt since I haven't built, especially since, you know, he does have a breeze set for extra mobility to make it easy for him to get into range. Right? And yeah, so that pretty much concludes this video. You know, I'm sure there's other characters who can stun as well, but these are the ones that come to my mind when I talk about stunning. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and on that note, Nitro out.